I've spent over $30,000 in mentorships over the past 2 years being in the high ticket sales space. And honestly, the results of these surprised me. I got really good advice from some of these mentorships and I got horrendous advice from other ones. And this contradiction of advice could easily lead new people astray that have bought in these mentorships and never been in the high ticket sales space. So I'm gonna be breaking down exactly what I learned in these mentorships so that you guys don't have to spend $30,000 of your own money, what was good about it, what was bad about it, and what the key takeaways are if you wanna be a top 1% performer in this game. If you guys don't already know who I am, my name's Colby. I've worked for some of the biggest info offers in the space. I've been a top performer collecting $30,000 to $40,000 commission checks. I've closed over $4 million in the past 2 years after dropping out of college. So the advice I'm gonna give you guys is not based on some theory like a lot of these people online talk about after never being a closer. So the advice I'm about to give you guys is actual tangible advice from someone that has been through the entire journey of a high ticket closer. I've tracked my entire journey on this YouTube of literally taking my first ever sales call. So I've actually done this unlike half the people giving high ticket sales advice online. So let's jump straight into it. I bought mentorships from some pretty big people. The most expensive mentorship I bought up front was $15,000. And what I got from all these mentorships was that they all teach the same shit. They all teach the same way of selling, just in different sort of formats and packaging, okay? So every single mentorship teaches the same 5 things. They teach tonality, rapport building, objection handling, my handwriting's terrible, the close, and then following up, okay? Every single mentorship, they name it different stuff. They name it these new like pre-handling objections, all this other stuff. It's all the same shit. And I'm thinking in my head as I'm buying these mentorships, why are all the stuff the exact same? It's because they learned from the same people. They all learn from the same people, and then it just gets watered down, watered down, watered down eventually until it gets to people like me and you. So it's all the same shit, okay? Even these guys, they probably learned from someone above them that teaches the same exact stuff. There's just like a fundamental way you're supposed to sell, and all these people just water it down. They put a different name to it, kind of like how freelance brand scaling is like SMMA. It's the same shit, just repackaged, and we just fall for it every single time because we see it on our reels and it's attractive. So all the frameworks are the same. They all have different names and different like packaging. So I went through this expecting to unlock some crazy new level, but at the end of the day, all I really got was the motivation and a little bit of like scripts that I could take. And honestly, the best part about it was the objection handling. When I first got into high ticket sales, I had no mentorship, okay? I had no idea what I was doing. I had ChatGPT and I had YouTube, okay? So I watched a lot of Alex Hormozi videos because he drops so much free sales knowledge on YouTube on how to sell the right way. He gives away his scripts. He gives away everything. So that's what I was basing my entire career off of, okay? So I did $3,000 my first ever month. I tracked it on this YouTube. I did $6,000 my second month. This is without mentorship. And my third month, I did $10,000, okay? This is all without mentorship. All without mentorship, just free YouTube help that I was watching on YouTube, okay? I hit my first $10,000 month. This is very rare. Most people don't do this, but I just take action really, really quick, and I was kind of delusionally self-confident in my ability, and it somehow worked, okay? But throughout this journey, I kept seeing these people online selling sales training and selling sort of like, you know, their own frameworks that looked really attractive. So I was getting FOMO. I was getting FOMO that I was missing out on more money from these sales trainers. Around this 10K mark was when I invested my first large investment into sales training, okay? So I invested my first investment into sales training, all right? And I went from about 10K a month to about 12 to 13K, okay? Like 12.5K. It wasn't a massive jump. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was gonna be because I didn't learn some crazy new frameworks. I was just learning the exact same stuff on YouTube, just repackaged from a different person. I'm not saying it was worthless, right? Because I did get a little bit of a bump. I probably went up about 5 to 7% because of certain objection handles and certain like tonality differences, I guess. But I expected it to like 2 to 3x me. But then I started to really think, okay? So this really frustrated me because I wanted to become the greatest sales rep possible. At this time, I was 21 years old, so I really wanted to get to those $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 months in commissions like I was seeing people do on Instagram. So I started to really think, what was my bottleneck? What is the reason that I wasn't at 30K a month? Okay, why could I not hit $30,000 a month? So I really started to deep dive and look into the guys that were making this much money. Was it their tonality? Was it their framework? Did they invest more into mentorship than me? But none of that was the answer, okay? So I'm gonna break down why I feel that I was able to hit my $30,000, $40,000 commission months and why other people do too. Real quick, I have a free high ticket sales quiz down below if you guys wanna take it to see if you're a good fit for this industry. We've placed hundreds of beginners onto new offers, and this quiz kind of just like differentiates whether you'd be a good fit for this game or not. So if you guys don't know if you're gonna be a good fit for high ticket sales, I highly recommend clicking that. It's the first link in bio. Number 1 is belief. Okay. Not some corny manifestation belief, okay? You have to actually be working for an offer that helps people. You actually have to have belief and conviction that the offer that you are selling to people for a high ticket genuinely changes their life. You have to actually believe it, and the way you can believe it by seeing case studies inside of these programs. Because the first couple offers that I sold for, I wasn't even sold into it myself. I didn't even know if the guy that was owning it could fulfill these offers. It was just a whole scenario. This happens a lot in the space. The people that you're selling for aren't fully credible, they're not fully reputable. So the first thing I had to do was find an offer that I had belief in the offer owner. For example, if Mr. Beast sold a mentorship on how to blow up on YouTube, that would be the greatest mentorship in history, right? He's so good at what he does. He's obsessed with what he does every single day. So me as a closer would have so much belief that that program would help an up-and-coming YouTuber that I'd have a lot more conviction in selling it. At the end of the day, techniques, frameworks, all this stuff helps, but your energy on the calls and your conviction that what you sell actually works really does go a long way. Number 2 is going to be volume, okay? At the end of the day, you could be the greatest sales rep in history, but if your offer doesn't have an influx of leads coming in every day, and you're only taking, 50 to 100 calls every single day rather than 200, 300, 400 calls as a setter, if there's only 10 leads coming in every single day on your offer rather than 100, 200, 300 leads every single day, it is physically impossible, no matter what script you have, what framework, who trained you, it doesn't matter. You're never gonna make money, okay? Because the offer simply doesn't have enough volume for you to do so. It's physically impossible. I know closers who are subjectively not good at closing, making $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month consistently because the offer that they have has so much volume, and these guys work so hard, they just call people until someone wants to buy. 100 calls on the phone teaches you a lot more than 100 hours of course content. The market trains you faster than any sort of mentor you can get. So your little script right here, if this is your script, let's just say this is your script right here. Stop optimizing this after 5 dials, okay? Do 150 dials and then optimize your script, okay? It's going to teach you a lot more. And this is why I saw success so quick. This is why I went from 3K to 6K to 10K, because I would just dial so much, and every single time I messed up on a call, I would just note it mentally in my head and just fix my own process, right? So I just did a lot of free YouTube content. I just looked up a lot of information on YouTube. I found a script on YouTube that I liked and just reiterated every day. And I learned so fast and hit my first 10K month so fast because I just picked up the phone, and the offer that I was on had so much volume that I could do that. Number 3, a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this, okay? But DQs, it says DQ, like disqualifications are fucking awesome, okay? Every course spends 80% of their time doing objection handles. That's what people love to see on Instagram Reels. They love doing like the little heavy is the head that wears the crown and like turning people around. But at the end of the day, you are going to find a lot more success DQing people that you know don't have money rather than just wasting your time objection handling them. The real skill is figuring out whether these people genuinely have the funds to do it within the first 10 minutes of the call, because once you get the read for who actually has the money and who doesn't, you're going to be able to DQ these people and spend your time doing revenue-driven activities instead of doing objection handling to broke people. Once you can differentiate the people that are worth objection handling versus not worth objection handling, you're going to save yourself so much time, okay? So you guys see how these little tactics, they don't really teach you these in mentorships, okay? They're just telling you, oh, get better at sales, get better at this, get better scripts. That's not the case, okay? You have to learn these little intricacies of the game, and the only way you're gonna do that is by picking up the phone and getting a good telltale sign of who actually wants to buy and who's wasting your time like a tire kicker. Following up with prospects, you can't really teach this because at the end of the day, it's just your effort, okay? A lot of people, they don't go through, they don't have an optimized system of day 1 they say this, day 2 they say this, day 3 they say this to follow up, and they do this every single day religiously until the person that you objection handled and felt like you could get over the line but couldn't finally buys. People book a call because they have some sort of pain in their heart, okay? Their heart is not where it wants to be. They either hate their job, they don't make enough money, they're in a bad place in life, they need a change, they need mentorship, they need to get in better shape. Something is wrong with these people. Okay? And if they have the funds to change their life and decided to not make a decision on the call with you as the closer, if you follow up with them on a long enough time horizon, eventually they will crack, will buy. Okay? You just have to keep following up with them, and this takes a lot of hard work, and this is more of an organization thing that these mentorships don't teach you than anything else. Okay? You want to make sure that your pipeline is really, really organized, and the people that you feel like you could have closed but didn't, you follow up with them religiously every single day on a timeline. Number 5, a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this, okay? No one says this out loud. Closing percentage is majority of the time out of your control. And when I say that, I don't mean that lightly. Yes, you can get better at closing. Yes, you can get a better script. Yes, you can buy $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 mentorships. But if your offer owner is bad at running a business and doesn't know how to market correctly, your job is going to be living hell. The people that I was closing on my offers before the mentorship that I joined would have still closed. And the people that didn't close before the mentorship that I joined still wouldn't have closed. The people that weren't closing on some of the offers I was closing for, no objection handler, not the greatest sales rep in the world, Jordan Belfort himself, Jeremy Miner wouldn't have closed these people. Like I said, maybe I picked up an extra 5 to 7% close rate, but that's not doing the heavy lifting. That's not making me the extra $30,000, $40,000 a month. What is the actual offer. That's when I started to ask myself a different question, okay? This is when I really started to break down who makes the most money, why do they make the most money, and this is when it started to click for me. All right, so let's take a look at it this way. All right, so let's just say you just get hired for a new offer. This is you right here. All right, you're really excited. You just got hired for a new offer. And you take a look at the sales team, all right? All right, let's just say this right here is the current sales team. You just got onboarded. You're about to work on this sales team. When people get on offers, they forget to ask the most fundamental question, all right? What does the top performer make? So out of this guy, let's just say this guy, Jeffrey right here, is the top performer, and he makes $5,000 a month, all right? He's the top performer. Guess what? It doesn't matter how good at sales you are. It doesn't matter if you right here spent $50,000 on mentorship every single day. Chances are you're not going to make more money than about $5,000 to $8,000 a month, okay? I promise you that. Just because the offer that you work for and the influencer that you decide to get hired on sets your ceiling before anything. Like I said earlier, if Mr. Beast dropped a mentorship, okay, you could have a dog shit closer on there, has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. He'll still make like $50,000 a month in straight commissions because the type of people that show up to those calls are going to be layups. And if you guys have watched all my YouTube videos, you guys probably know who I've closed for in the past. It's always been people with massive personal brands, really big personal brands. So I didn't even really have to buy these mentorships. I could still make like 30 to 40 grand per month every single month because the leads that were coming to me were insanely warm. Yes, I still had to work on my sales skills and my objection handling stuff, but this right here, this was made from the heavy lifting of the person that I was working for, which makes your job so much easier. And a lot of people get mad. They're like, oh, don't you want to become the greatest sales rep in history? Don't you want to do that? 100%, but then I would just go do door to door or something, right? If I really want to make my life hard and I really want to become the best sales rep, why would I do high ticket sales, right? So at the end of the day, these people have a complete different mindset. We're all here to get paid. We're all here to make the most amount of money possible. Yes, getting good at sales is always going to help you, but it's not going to do the heavy lifting to make you 300, 400 grand a year. So this was the knowledge that I was missing because I was so confused. I was like, why did this mentorship not drastically increase my close rate? It's because at the end of the day, it was up to the offer. It was kind of out of my hands. So what are some good signs? It is so hard to write on Miro. Oh my gosh. All right, so what are some good signs that the offer that you're about to work for is good versus bad? All right, sign number one is they have a cult-like audience, okay? Their audience is super engaged. They're always commenting on their picture. They're getting glazed all the time. A cult-like audience is the number one telltale sign that they have buyers ready to go. Number two is over $200,000 a month. If they're doing less than $200,000 a month, they probably don't have enough money as a business to pay you those high revenue numbers that you want to hit, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month, okay? Number three is a strong personal brand. And I know that sounds generic, but basically what I mean is someone that doesn't look like a scammer, okay? It's not one of those dudes with fake followers and Lamborghinis and shit. It's someone that actually provides value to their audience and created a really strong personal brand out of it. Great example is my boy Hermosi here. He has the strongest personal brand ever, okay? So obviously that's going to be really hard to work for Hermosi, but I'm saying people like that on a smaller scale are really, really good examples, okay? Strong brand. That is just horrendous. Okay, anyway. Four is going to be high lead volume. They have at least like 100 to 200 new leads every single day. 100 plus leads every single day are coming through the pipeline, through social media, through ads, through something. Number five is their program isn't a scam, okay? If you're selling, for example, a weight loss program and they have no testimonials, no one has ever gone through the program and lost weight, it's probably not a good program to sell for. You're not gonna have conviction. The people are gonna have a harder time trusting you with no testimonials. You wanna make sure that it's not a scam. They actually have testimonials and student results to back it up. A good way to tell this is if they've been in business for more than like 2 to 3 years, it's probably a good sign that it's a reputable company, because if it wasn't, it would have gotten shut down. And the number 6 is, I can't even write this, so I'm not even gonna attempt it, but good at business. The person that you're talking to that's hiring you, whether it's the sales manager or the offer owner or the influencer himself, you can tell that they're good at business. You tell they have good operations. They communicate with you often. They want to see things fixed that break. They don't just not give a fuck about you. They're constantly trying to upgrade their company and fix things that are breaking. It's not just some sort of pump and dump, you're the method sort of course. It's like something that actually they want to build long term. and you can be a part of that. So someone that's really, really good at business is also a great telltale sign. What you really want to avoid is offers that are doing like $30,000 to $50,000 a month, talking about, oh yeah, they're about to do a new launch, or they're about to do a webinar next week, or they're going to start running ads. All these dudes have no idea what they were doing, because if they did, they would already have leads coming in the pipeline. Also, a really bad telltale sign is only cold traffic. They have no sort of organic personal brand is usually a red flag from what I've seen in the past. A product that always gets refunds and you constantly see the people that you close complaining, that's usually a red flag as well if they're getting constant refunds and complaints. At the end of the day, what I've learned from spending so much money on these mentorships is that skill does not outweigh your offer, okay? The offer outweighs absolutely everything. And the mentorships don't teach you this, because if they did, then you'd stop buying mentorships and you'd focus on getting placements. So when I stopped trying to get better at sales and I really started to focus on who was making the most money, I tried to find someone with the biggest personal brand. I did that. I got onboarded on his team as a closer. I ended up being the top performing closer, closing $300,000 to $400,000 per month for this dude, which in turn made me a shitload of money. Same skill set, same script, same everything. I was just making way more money, way easier. The thousands of dollars I spent in mentorship gave me a little bit of a bump, but the real heavy lifting was done when I decided to put my foot down, actually think about who was making the most money, and work my ass off to try to get on their team. So it's just the vehicle. It's the vehicle you choose. So that's why I built my product Paid in Full, okay? It's basically a software that scrapes the top offers in the space from the biggest authorities and updates on a job board every single day, okay? I'm talking 600 jobs update every single month. It's impossible to not get hired on a good job. So if you want to get in front of the good offer, you want to network with the right people, you want a guaranteed interview with the sales manager on a really, really good offer, click the link down below. We've placed like 500 plus students, thousands of testimonials. We've done this time and time again. So we don't just train you, but we put you in the right seat. We literally give you access to the right network so you can work for someone that's reputable. I was thinking, how could I create something to actually get people paid consistently? So we built this software that basically scrapes the best offers in the space that are hiring high ticket sales reps. And we update this every single day, okay? So the past 2 days, we've had about 57 different offer owners want to hire reps from us, okay? I'm talking trading coaches, I'm talking real estate coaches, AI coaches, $35,000 a month, $5,000 a month, 10K a month, 9K a month. We have part-time offers, full-time offers. We have hundreds of niches in here, part-time offers, full-time offers. It's literally a no-brainer if you feel like you're somewhat good at sales and want to get into this. If you guys don't feel like you're good at sales, you could take our high-ticket sales quiz down below. We'll kind of tell you what you need to work on. We'll also give you guys free scripts and stuff like that if you need it. Other than that, hopefully you guys don't have to spend $30,000 on mentorship, and it's taught you a little bit about the game. 90% of the stuff you can learn in sales, you can learn on YouTube. The only real value of mentorships is the network that you get. So we kind of just took that aspect of it and put it into a software. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to watch some of my old videos of me actually closing deals on my journey, you can go watch my old YouTube videos. I tracked the whole thing. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can comment it down below and I will answer them. But yeah, other than that, please like and sub if you like this style of content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.